What a treat to have Mr. Alex Karp, founder of Palantir. Listen, you've put the word Palantir in everybody's mouth. Listen, they didn't come to hear me. They came to hear from the man of the hour. So everybody, Alex Karp.
Well, first of all, a mutual fan. I'm very, very happy to be on your show and hope to see you in person. Yeah, look, we've spent the last, especially last 5-6 years, being told we couldn't talk about how AI was going to transform the world. We couldn't talk about later large language models being a commodity that needed to be powered by software. We couldn't talk about the superiority of the West. We couldn't support our lethal institutions. I wasn't allowed to speak in public. Everybody thought they should get rid of me. And, it's like part of what we're doing is showing off what we're doing with our partners who are among the very, very best in the world. Part of what we're doing is saying, look, this is how we won. If you want to win, this is what you do. We're in a unique phase at Palantir because there's just a lot of people that realize we were right, and we have all this infrastructure. So, people have tried large language models because, various people. Silicon Valley's done an amazing job. First, it convinced the world we should build wasteful, carcinogenic apps. Then it convinced the world we shouldn't be pro-America. Then it convinced the world large language models, which, are a great scientific experiment, are valuable. Meanwhile, we're modestly sitting here saying, yeah, that tooling doesn't work, those views don't work, your country will fall apart, your enterprise won't work. Or you could buy Palantir's very fairly priced software and win. And that's what, it's like, at this point, we have an avalanche of demand, especially in the US. What is concerning for the world is the avalanche of demand, and what we're seeing in the US is, at least as of last year, US commercial grew roughly 54%, and continental Europe grew 4%. So this is a tale of two cities. I really hope that at some point Europe gets off the, if we don't build it, we can't buy it, bandwagon of failure. But one of the trends that I see is that there's people assume that there's a pendulum and it'll swing back, whether that's the Democratic Party or that's European tech. And I believe there's a pendulum that's swinging hard and faster, and it's not going to swing back. And right. Our partners believe it too, which is why they're just buying our product.
Look, Doge came in, Alex, and they found money that most people probably couldn't be found. And people think that the government shakeup could impact Palantir. Tell these fools, these naysayers, how you're ready to come in and just shut them down.
Well, look, at Palantir, we're very focused on what will make the West superior in the commercial space, mainly here on the battlefield. So even if it were for Palantir, I think bad for Palantir, I'd be in favor of it. How often have critics of Palantir been right? And it's like, look, if you want to reform an institution, whether it's commercial or government or anything, what is the first thing you're going to do? Change unit economics, make the customer experience better. How are you going to do that realistically in the West? You're going to buy the best software and implement it. Who are you going to buy from? Just come out and tell the venture community how much we're going to fail. It's like, but for the somewhat idiotic skeptics of Palantir, we would probably be competing with 50 companies. So please amplify your skepticism. Palantir is very pro-Doge. I'm pro-Doge. I believe it's going to be great for America, and I'm supportive of it. And, read into that what you will.
Right.
But America's going to become more lethal, more economically strong, and we're participating in that, and we're thrilled. And again, on the non-Doge front, does anyone doubt we're doing well in U.S. commercial? All these same skeptics are like, it's like completely ridiculous.
Right.
Somebody's got to score these skeptics. You're like, oh, Palantir's a service company. Palantir will never have a commercial product. Oh, Palantir will win, but it's only with one administration. Oh, Palantir's got the best product, but Karp's too crazy. Or Palantir would just shut up about the West being superior. Their sales would go up. It's like, at what point is there a scorecard? And again, I would encourage people in every institution we want to reform. What did the person say? How often were they right? How are they doing? And you've got to heavily index against that. But again, no matter what you think about what's happening in the U.S. government, I'm supportive of it. Look at what we're doing in commercial. Can you even open the newspaper and not see one of the greatest companies in the world in America partnering with Palantir? It's crazy. And I've never seen anything like this in the last.
Look, Alex, you have a new book coming out that really outlines telling the American people to wake up, focus on leadership, and how these other countries are literally trying to take advantage of where we're at in the world in terms of economic calamity. Your book goes over the dominance that we need to focus on and to literally, you said this in the past, scare our enemies. Continue to have our enemies fear us. Blast these people who thought Palantir was literally just here to play.
Look, there are people who believe that strength works, and there are people who work in the Berkeley faculty. And, you know, it's like so obviously true. And it's the only thing that works. Everything else is some form of intellectual self-pleasuring. America is the greatest experiment, the greatest country that has existed, and we must support it and make sure the inside and outside, meaning the internal economy and the defense of it, are the world's best. And Palantir's role in that is something that makes me super proud. And